Well, hello and welcome back, everybody, to this week's SC1 Factory Building Dreams Team Call. We're super excited to be able to share some new information with you, continuing in this series of the Activated Entrepreneur. But before we get started there, remember we do record these. We upload them to the YouTube channel, Team Freedom Reigns. Make sure that you go and subscribe, ring the bell, that you get notifications when new uploads go. And every single Tuesday at this same time, now in the morning, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern, same Zoom ID and passcode, which is here on this screen. Would love to have you join us live. But jumping into just a couple quick announcements, quick reminder, every Thursday night we are doing a virtual, so via Zoom, opportunity presentation where you can come yourself and you can invite your prospects to come and learn how you can start your own micro franchise, what that means, how powerful it is leveraging a publicly traded company that's in the health and wellness longevity field and that has been paying commission since 2009. It's an amazing opportunity. I would tell you actually that it is the best opportunity out there if people understand it, or when they do. So this is a way that they can start learning. Is every Thursday night, same time, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, and it is the same Zoom ID and passcode every single week. So take a screenshot of this and invite. Now, coming up, before we know it, we will be in Vegas together, and we hope that you are registered already. You have your room, you have your flights, and you are ready for your breakthrough, because breakthroughs happen at events, and Momentum Academy in Vegas is going to be one for the books. It is April 16th through the 18th, and there is going to be a pack full schedule for us. 3 general sessions, an amazing keynote speaker that is seriously going to blow your mind. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. And there's going to be separate workshops that you're also going to be able to attend depending on where you are in your business right now. There's going to be the LV social gathering. Come dressed in your best Vegas garb so that you can have a great time at this party as we all get together again. Team gatherings, belief building, it all happens at events. If you're not registered, you can use the QR code that is here on the screen to be able to get registered today. And then we want to know that you are registered. Send us a message so we can celebrate you. All right, guys, so here we are to week 3 of the Activated Entrepreneur. And I actually love having these calls in the morning, so Dondee can be right here with me instead of sitting in his car after work, right? Nice. So this is a 6-week SC1 Factory intensive where we are not doing product training. We are not trying to hype you up. We're actually giving you the keys to your own vehicle so that you can take ownership in your activation micro franchise. So I'm super excited to turn this over to Dondee to be able to take lead in the call again tonight. And here you go.
It's so interesting how we're programmed to say the call again tonight when it's actually
today,
right?
Yes, today.
Yes. So today is week 3. We're halfway through this 6-week training on the Activated Entrepreneur, and we're going to talk about influence and posture, because this is literally a chess match. And so when it's not like you're trying to win the way to, get somebody in checkmate, you're trying to inform them, educate them, inspire them from a place of influence and posture. It's not a sales pitch. It's not a convincing strategy. It is a way for an activated entrepreneur to position him or herself in the proper position as far as influence as the authority with certainty. Yeah. That's really what we're going to talk about today. So the purpose of this is to build belief. To continue the process of building belief, which is constantly ongoing, to build communication skills, because if you have passion, you've got purpose, you've got information that can help somebody, but you struggle with communicating that, it's not going to come across as you would like it to. So building the communication skill, which ideally will just fortify your posture and increase your certainty and belief, and then help people not sound salesy. Because when they don't have the certainty, or they don't have the posture, or they don't have belief, but they've got kind of an interest, or they've had a good product experience, when they're sharing the information, it can sometimes come across salesy. And as a result, the results will be unpredictable. So, but we want you to start sounding like builders, with posture, with certainty, with influence. And that is where your confidence is going to come from.
Yeah, so just a couple things on posture. It's the way that you show up. So whether it's on a phone call, whether it's on Zoom, whether it's in person, it's the energy that you're bringing to the interaction. And so the higher your energy can be, and I don't mean like crazy energy, that I mean, influential energy that will help someone decide whether this is something that is they want to be part of or not. So we really want to help you build that up as we help you build your beliefs.
And what does Victor Hugo say? There's nothing more powerful than an idea whose time has come.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as that's concerned, activation, which is the entire thing about this being an entrepreneur, an activated entrepreneur. When the world finds out about what activation is, the world is going to build and break down the door of LifeVantage and expand all of our business. But until that time comes, we truly have to identify with and own our influence and our posture, because confidence closes conversations. Posture attracts people. So yes, we want to close a conversation, and from your posture, from your belief, your confidence is built, and that is what completes the cycle. So people don't join businesses, though ultimately a consultant coming into your business is typically or is truly joining your business, but that's not what people are looking for. People aren't going out looking for businesses to join. People are looking for confident people who have a message that resonates with them, that they can feel part of a movement with, and therefore feel that their contribution is going to something greater. They join vision. When someone has a vision, a purpose, a community, a cause, or as Simon Sinek talks about it, as a just cause, something bigger than them, people want to be a part of it. It becomes infectious. And that really comes from the confidence, the belief, and the size of the vision. People join other people.
Yes, they join you.
Like they're going somewhere.
Yeah.
Like Marci said, they join you.
Yeah.
And when you've got the vision, you've got the confidence, you've got the belief, you've got the posture, influence, and authority, they will join you. We're going to talk today about, go back.
Oops.
Wasn't finished that last bullet point. So today we're going to talk about the one thing that separates the amateurs from the successful entrepreneurs, and that is your posture.
Now?
No.
Okay.
So the law of posture, is it as predictable as the law of gravity or the law of thermodynamics? Yes, it is. The law of posture is confidence, and it comes from having a certainty, a knowing, a true inner core belief. And desperation repels people, but confidence attracts people. Because when you want so bad for someone to join your business or to buy your products, desperation comes out. What do other people, I've heard it called in network marketing, commission breath.
Ew.
So you don't want that.
Ew.
What you want is posture, because people want to become part of something. They want to join. Visionary people join visionaries. And when people want to be a part of something, as opposed to being a lone wolf or trying to do something on their own, which is not comfortable, people want to join a movement, and that's where the confidence attracts other people. So posture means, one, you're not trying to convince, you're not convincing people, you're not even trying. You are inviting them to see your vision, to see your movement, to see the culture, the community, the cause that we are all a part of. You are building something grand, and it involves other people. And when we have what people are looking for, which we clearly do, we are building something. The reality of it, though, is most people are ignorant to what we are building, but you're not. And that's where the law of posture and confidence comes from. So your message becomes, I'm building something, and you are more than welcome to come take a look at this and join us. What it's not is, hey, come join my thing, whatever that thing is. And people, whether it's a product or a service or something, people, what do they say? Oh, you're in one of those things. Mm-hmm. They don't feel the posture. What they feel is the desperation. They see and they feel the commission breath. And that's what we don't want to have. The law of confidence, because what we know is this is something we innately know. There's more people sick and tired of being sick and tired right now on the 17th of March, 2026 than ever before in human history. And we have products that address that directly at the cause. And we have more people that are working paycheck to paycheck and getting side jobs and doing other things right now than ever before to make money. And those two realities are why we need this posture, why we need this confidence, why we need to come from this place of belief and helping people build something by joining us in something we're already building. And here's the hardest part, being detached from the outcome. And why do I say that? I struggle with this constantly, and I've got significant, unshakable posture because oftentimes we want more for them than they want for themselves.
Yeah.
So there is some attachment to it of personal value, someone we love and care about. Oftentimes it's the people we love and care about the most that we want to benefit from this the most. So there is some level of attachment, but we literally have to remove ourselves from that, because when they can sense, when you can sense some level of attachment, there is going to be, well, what do they want from me? They're going to be looking somewhat sideways or suspiciously. But when you have no outcome, you are completely detached from the outcome, and it's something you have to learn. It is a skill. But when you detach from the result, people want to lean in. It's that whole thing, fear of missing out. Everybody has FOMO. And when you've got something that they feel they can benefit from, but you're not attached to whether they join you or not, and they actually kind of step back a little bit, what typically happens? Opposites attract. When they step back, you go forward. And that's really how you want to be, the one that is doing that. So top entrepreneurs understand something extremely powerful about this posturing game. Not everybody is your person, and that's okay. And this is the hardest part, because you want it so bad for them, but by their lifestyle, their choices, their rejections, or their feedback they give you, it's clearly not for them. And so what do? You just keep giving information until it's obvious that they're not your person, and then move on, because it's a numbers game. When you are detached from this, how do you know? You're calm in your delivery. You're calm when you're sharing information. You're just matter of fact and certain. You listen better too, because when you truly, and this is the thing, if you truly want it for them, listen for opportunities when they share an opportunity or when they share an opening, because somebody is going to solve their problem. Why not you? So when you listen better and you're not coming from a position of presenting, you're just literally, hey, I'm doing this, we're building this, you're more than welcome to come join us, rather than, hey, here's my thing, come join me. I'm going to send you a link. Just go ahead and click on. There's something to be said about wanting it, but it shouldn't come across in your voice. It should be some level of detachment, because you maintain authority. When you are sharing the information, when you are controlling the building of your business, you are maintaining authority. And posture is not chasing them. It's just sorting out who deserves to be the next builder in your business. And by sharing information, their own desire, it's got to align with what their passions and purposes are, but you don't want to be attached to it. So your mindset should be, I'm just looking for the right people. I'm not trying to convince the wrong ones. Yeah. And I'll tell you, I've done that so over and over and over again. Even though I know this to be true, I still want to help people that don't want to be helped. And then I get to a certain place where I'm like, I'm tired of trying to help them, understand this. I'm just going to detach. Maybe they learn it from someone else. Maybe they don't. I still love them. I still pray for them. I still drip on them every once in a while, but it's not I'm doing this, come take a look. It's when the time arises occasionally.
I think this also becomes easier when you are embracing the business forward aspect of the micro franchise, because when we're looking at people's physical, elements and all that kind of stuff, and how we want to help them so much, we might love them, we might care about them, and we want to help them with our products, we become way too personally attached, right? That emotional attachment comes in. But when we focus on business forward, and we are focusing on divorcing the results, marrying the process, and going through on a daily basis consistently, those business building activities that we've talked about previously, then it is easier for you to have this posture coming forward of, hey, you know what? It's not for everyone. If you see what I see, then maybe it is for you. But if not, that's okay. You should take a look at the products, right? But being able to understand the difference between trying to save someone because of their health or offering someone a business opportunity, it can become much easier to detach from the outcome.
Exactly. Certainty and posture, it's everything. And then obviously objections come. Objections are simply part of the game. People oftentimes will push back. And how do I know that? Because I was that guy for a long time. I knew what I knew. And I wish I would have taken the advice of my first sales manager in my very first sales job. Mr. Barry White, thank you. I will be eternally grateful to you. He said,
Barry White?
Not the Barry. His name was Barry White.
Sorry.
So how cool would that be, though?
Right?
No, yeah, not that Barry White, though we love his music. So Barry said to me one time, he said, know what you know what you don't know, and never get the two confused. And it was a wonderful piece of advice that I try to live by every day. And so when you handle objections calmly, because calm authority wins, he or she with the best posture will always win the debate or the argument, because posture comes from certainty. Even if you start comparing statistics, and we see that constantly in our political environment and our healthcare environment, we see statistics warring each other. But the person with the most calm demeanor and the person with the most certainty is going to influence the most people, because it's not a sales pitch. It is a movement. It is a literal movement to change the way people think about medicating the body, sedating the symptoms, or activating the body to get rid of the things that cause the symptoms in the first place. That's our business model. Or the micro franchise, where you can create leverage. Doesn't matter how much you like your boss, what your raise percentage is every year annually, and it's very small for most people. How do you have the most influence and the most leverage? And in this micro franchise model, with the activation model of how these products work, it's the best combination out there. So the calm authority wins. So objections are not rejection to you. You are the one delivering the message. So it may feel that way, but an objection is simply a request for more certainty. What they're saying is, I don't quite understand, but from my place of understanding where I am at now, it doesn't make sense to me. No, thank you. But keep pursuing, listening. When you have certainty, you listen so much better, because you're listening for that open door of where their ignorance lies and your certainty overlaps. That is your posture position. That is your power play. So the three key: stay relaxed. Ask questions of them. Why do you feel that way? How did you come to that conclusion? And then you respond with confidence, not objection, or not you're overpowering them. It is not I'm right, you're wrong. Never. That will never win. You respond to their questions with confident authority, giving them the information that answers their question, and then simply detach from their outcome or detach from their response and continue to ask questions. And eventually you will get to a place, or they will get to a place, or collectively you'll get to the place where it makes sense to join you or purchase your product, or it's not in alignment with where they are, and they will politely step back. When that happens, if it's the step back that happens, ask, well, who do you know that may be ready for this? Because when someone says no and they like you, they trust you, and it's not a dismissal, it's just, it's not for me. Who do you know that may be looking for something just like this? It's a wonderful opportunity for a referral source, and not just any referral source, a trusted referral, because you can love someone, trust someone, and be on board with the movement for them. It may not just be for you, and that is a perfect opportunity to ask for a referral. So the example
on the referral aspect too, is that when you can get them to give you one referral, it's opening up their mindset to being a connector, and they may actually start to understand how this could start to benefit them as well. And so they actually may have their eyes open to what this opportunity could be for them, doing exactly what they just did, just connecting someone with information or a person to learn more. So they may actually decide to become, a business partner with you.
Absolutely. To Marci's point, there is something very powerful in the whole sales game. And this is literally, we're selling an idea that we have that people don't truly understand yet. And what is it? Two words: cautious optimism. Because people may, well, it sounds good, I've just never seen this. My doctor,
they just want somebody else to try it first.
Right. My doctor, who I have all faith and confidence, has not mentioned this to me. So I'm not disbelieving you. I'm just not fully on board. Let me stand back from an observer's position, watch what happens with you, with your business in this micro franchise, and I'll watch some people that are having the results from the products, or I'm going to watch their results. And eventually they may go, well, wow, it's actually working. I wasn't doubting you. But I was cautiously optimistic, because trust is something we need to earn most cases. And there's a lot of distrust in the world. But when that cautious optimism turns into certainty for them through observing, they're like, you know what? I want into. And they were started out as a connector. And then there's a very real thing. I mentioned it earlier: FOMO. Fear of missing out. If they say, well, I see that person's business growing, or I see that person's health getting better, I could use it too. Maybe I will try. And then it's a double, triple, even quadruple layer of trust. They trusted you in the beginning. Referrals and the benefits of observing other people with cautious optimism can be a very valuable tool in your arsenal. So when you hear things like, when you get the objection, say, I totally understand that. What did we learn before? Feel, felt, found. I know how you feel. I felt that way before, and this is what I found. And it's kind of overused. So when you do that approach, be cautiously optimistic that someone may push back because it sounds canned in network marketing, and it is. It's been around for a long time. But you can reword and say, I totally understand, and this is how I felt. You can kind of just switch it up a little bit.
I would say on that one too, to be cautious in using the I totally understand. You can, unless you completely understand what they're talking about, don't use this, because then it becomes almost like it's a false flag for somebody. But you could, instead of the totally word, I kind of understand, or help me understand. Right. So because you don't want to come across as just saying you totally understand where they're coming from.
If you don't.
Right. Yeah. So please keep.
Very good. And so, let me share how most people look at that. And just and come up with your own variations of this that would, one, come out of your mouth. That would be the proper sentence structure you would use, because people are pretty aware. When you say something that doesn't sound like you, what does it sound like? A script. And people don't like scripts. They don't like to be part of a script. So tweak this, make it your own voice, however it applies to you, but be authentic with a level of separation and with calm authority, because the calm authority will always win. This is literally a chess match, but not to win, not to get somebody in checkmate, to get them to where they are convinced of the decision they are about to make or the referral they are about to give you. And so the calm authority will always win. Pushy never does.
Yeah. One of the things there too is that when someone has had an experience that was not necessarily positive, whether it was them experiencing it or someone that they loved and cared about, and they're going to come at you in a way that it might feel like a little bit of a personal attack. But if you're able to keep your emotional self in check and be able to say, oh my gosh, it sounds like you have a story. I'd love to hear it. Right?
Yeah.
It sounds like something, you experienced something around this. Would you mind sharing? And listen to them, because you listening to what their true objection is, because that's what this is turning into, right? Is they need to know that this is different from what they've experienced previously. And then another phrase that I absolutely love. So Dondee and I are in a marriage class right now, and part of it is a communications course. And it's the same communications course that I took in part of my degree seeking in my master's course. And it is, tell me more. Tell me more. Right? So be curious, want to know more, and approach it from that calm aspect. And when you have those types of things to ask, you don't have to be thinking of, oh, what's the best question for me to be asking them right now? It doesn't have to be a big, grand question. It just has to be an inquiry into more information. So, hey, would you tell me more about that? Is a powerful way to gain understanding.
And don't take a defensive posture. Even if they say something, even if they embellish and say something slanderous, saying, like Marci said, wow, I'm sorry you feel that way. There must be a story there. Please tell me. Lean in, be curious. Don't be defensive, especially when they start using criticisms or statistics, whether they're made up or legitimate. Do not be defensive, because all you're doing is trying to, one, help them overcome, and it's never going to work that way. Let them talk and let them talk. And then the three most powerful words, like Marci said, tell me more. Because you're going to break down all their walls of defenses when you're not being defensive. They want you to be defensive. When you're inquisitive, tell me more. You're trying to help them navigate the issue they previously had. And most times when you do it right, they go, oh, I guess I just never saw it that way. You diffuse their entire approach, and they're not ready for that.
And after they've shared the story, you can simply say, oh my gosh, I am so sorry you experienced that, or oh my heck, I can completely understand why you would have the emotions around this that you do. If I could show you how this is different, would you take a look?
So good.
Right? So just keeping that posture, keeping that belief high, because you have that bulletproof belief. They don't yet. They don't know what you know. So just coming in calmly and being able to, as it says here, it's a chess match, right? This is something that strategy, and part of that strategy is having a control of your own personal emotions.
Yes, indeed. And the speed of the follow-up. And it's the speed of the follow-up is critical. The follow-up is critical. And one of the things in sales statistics, most people don't follow up even one time. But speed builds momentum. And so always, always, always follow up. Or someone else will. You prime the pump and someone else is going to get the water from it. So you don't want that. But most people lose their prospects because they wait too long to follow up, or they just don't follow up at all. So here's the rule. Follow up in some way within 24 hours. Hey, were you able to watch the video I sent you? Just that's a way of following up. What did you like most about what you saw?
Mhm.
Don't ask yes or no questions. Ask questions that deserve an answer or that prompt an answer, but follow up in some way within 24 hours. This is a law. It should be like the momentum rule. It should be the momentum law. And why I chose this picture, that right there is a law of physics. So if you've ever seen those 5 balls, when you pull the one back and let it go, when it hits, what do you think is going to happen? The ball on the opposite end is going to go. It's so every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. It is a law of physics. Implement that law here. The momentum law, follow up within 24 hours, you're going to get a response back. But don't be defensive, be inquisitive, be calm, and handle it. Great follow-up sounds like this. Hey, I'm just checking in to see what stood out to you. Not, hey, did you decide yet? That's pushy. You don't want that. Now, when you get to a certain place and you've shared enough information and confidence is building, there's an appropriate time. Did you decide yet? Just not in the initial follow-up. It's too pushy. It puts people back. They're already going backwards. You want them leaning in. And then guide the decision. Don't pressure the decision. Encourage it out of them. Motivate it out of them. Inform and be posture in your authority. Get that out of them and be inquisitive. Tell me more, whatever it is. What more information can I provide for you? What do you like best about that? What more questions can I answer for you? And here's another rule of network marketing. And I don't remember who told me initially, but it's don't ever answer questions that are not being asked, and don't ever send information that is not being asked for. Because then you get spam. You get like Spamela Anderson. You don't want to be that person. You don't want to spam people. You want to help them navigate a decision with authority and with posture. So they own the decision. They're ready before you even ask.
And when you do send things that they haven't asked for or answer questions they haven't asked, you are making it about you and not about what is best for them. And so you're actually falling into that personal emotional space instead of staying in control of the situation. And so what we've gone through today is all about the influence and posture, right? Yeah. We've talked about the law of posture, the detachment from outcome, handling objections in a calm way, and now the speed of follow-up. What do you have to close us out?
So, and here's really a huge point that we haven't mentioned, which is why I want to mention it now. However you navigate this process, whether you follow what we've just shared with you in this about how we posture, calm authority, or you do it your own special way, either way you do it is how you are training your prospect how it is done. And so if you send them all kinds of information, true or not, but they're not asking for it, what you are telling them, if they felt uncomfortable that by the receipt of what you've given them, they will not, and I repeat, not reproduce it. And it will be the exact reason why they do not join your business, because they do not want to make other people feel uncomfortable. And if you are making them feel uncomfortable, either it's too pushy, it's too assumptive, or you're not listening well enough. And that is why the posture, the certainty, the authority, and giving information on their level of request by you inquiring, Tell me more. What more do you need to see? And then send the information, as opposed to blowing up their inbox, which is going to be the best way to blow up the potential of having that person join your business, either as a consultant or a customer. And your micro franchise business, at least for that moment with that person, will be dead in the water, and so will the customer be. So don't share information that's not being asked for, and do not answer questions that are not being asked, because you're overwhelming the prospect and teaching them that to do this business, you must overwhelm people, and that is simply not true. Now, you can wow them with potential, but don't overwhelm them with information.
Yeah,
Yes.
paint the vision for sure. All right, guys. So we look forward to seeing you next week for the week 4 of the Activated Entrepreneur series that we're doing. Have a great week and let us know how we can help you.